feature.
Now, I do have a question, Andy. Are you finding in your fertigation, because you're using organics, that you're getting biofilm and you have to clean things once in a while, or have you considered that already?
Right. So what I learned to do with that is there are lots of different things you can run through your system that will naturally keep it clean, and so you're going to have to figure out. They will clog on you, especially because it's a tiny little fertigation unit, for example, has a tiny little opening in there that if it sits for too long, it'll clog itself. And so what I do is I modify when you buy the fertigation unit, they're usually at 1,000 to 1 ratio.
Okay.
So what I do is I get a small drill, just a little bit bigger than the size of the hole it's area, and drill the hole out a little bigger. So it's 100 to 1. But what it means also that too, it's a lot easier to keep clean because it's not a tiny little hole that gets clogged up. It's a lot bigger one. But even then, you still need to run something through it. And I find that vinegar works really good in terms of the diluted ratio to clean up.
Now, are we talking apple cider vinegar with a biological, or just white vinegar, which is actually a petroleum product?
Right. So the apple cider one is the ideal one to use.
Okay.
But the issue is really how you have it set up, and whether or not it's going to a drip system or a sprinkler system. So all those things you have to look and see, because you can't really water your plants with vinegar. But if you add a little bit of it on a regular basis, it will do the job as well, cleaning through. But the bottom line is you probably will have to change, if you do drips, you may have to change your drip heads, especially if they're like little misting things that twirl around. I notice quite often that I get this green, what is it?
Biofilm.
Yeah, right. Exactly right. Grow there all the time, and it's like it starts talking to you. You go, well, I guess I better clean that.
Yeah, and that's something like, I know we've got Super Nessa on tonight, and because he's doing deep water culture, he's actually changing his reservoir and cleaning on a regular basis so that he doesn't have that biofilm buildup and doesn't have a problem with the materials coming through. Now, using organic, especially with you're using teas, opening up that orifice on the emitter is definitely the right thing. Or if you can buy an emitter that has a larger orifice than just the 1 to 100.
Right. With this fertigation unit, they're all made for fertilizers, and so they have they're very tiny. They're not made for biology. But you could modify that, and it's made to handle pressure too. But they also have a non-pressurized one, which allows you to increase it even more because there's no pressure involved. It's usually meant to go in the water hose spigot.
Yeah.
But if you happen to have it hooked, so you don't need to hook it in. You can actually hook it into the spigot and use it as a supplemental, and hook it up to your hose and water that way. So that's one way you could do that. And then it bypasses the problem of going through your little drip lines and stuff like that. You should set it up separately, and you water with that. You have your drip line go up, but what you're doing is fertilizing the biology through it. So that's what that's what I would do with my setup. Have the cleanest water that can go through there with the filter and everything. Even if you get this filtration system, you're still going to have to clean the system out, because it will tend to many things will grow in there. Right.
Yeah.